Okay, my love, what do we have today?
How do you know if you are in a defining moment of life?
Well, the very first clue is if you're thinking about it. But the reality is, most times, you don't know you're in a defining moment until it's past. There's very few defining moments of life that announce themselves. There are a handful. The birth of a child.
I've had a few.
The birth of a child. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure you've had one. I had one where I woke up one morning and thought of curing a hangover with an open bottle of vodka and decided not to, and didn't drink for a long time. And so, that was kind of I'm defining enough that I still remember it some 30 years later. So, and I think many people have that kind of thing. You just said you had one.
Well, I had it. It was involving a person,
Yeah,
and they did something, and I knew right then it was over. It was a defining moment. I knew right then.
Yeah, so there's a handful in life that stick out and say these are defining moments in life. But, at the time, I decided, no, I didn't know it was a defining moment. I didn't know at the time. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a defining moment. And it wasn't until 10 years later that I realized that was a moment, that was one of those forks in the road moments, that I could have gone down the path of alcoholism and something worse than I ended up, or not. That was kind of a choice that I didn't know I made. It's the difference between an actual alcoholic and someone who's kind of struggles with it for a moment and makes the right choice. Or not even sorry, makes a choice that is less damaging. Because I'm not going to say I made the right choice, because I made other choices that were, you could actually make an argument, are just as bad. So, but these are defining moments in life. But for the most part, you get the big ones. Your marriage, the birth of a child, the death of someone you care deeply about. Not just a parent, somebody, a mentor or a figure who you looked up to, someone that was outside your family circle. Those things can be more defining than actually the death of a parent, because it's externalized instead of internalized. But the importance of these defining moments is that you notice them, and that requires you to be mindful. That requires of you to be able to sit with yourself and reflect on your past experiences. And what you think is a defining moment when you're 25 may just become another moment when you're 35. Oh, that felt big then. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was just another day. Our teenage years are filled with those.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In your teenage years, every day is, kind of a huge important day. But, every day is actually a relatively large percentage of your life. When you're 50, one day is a minuscule fraction of your life. When you're 13, one day is a relatively big percentage.
Big deal.
And so there's a reason they feel bigger when you're a teenager, because they are. And so, how do you know when you're in a defining moment? The real answer is, you're always in a defining moment. Everything you do defines who you are. And that is your daily dose of life.